It's time for another classic Smackdown review. This time, instead of 2005, we decided to go to 2004 because Austin was like, oh, well, why don't we watch the Smackdown where Heidenreich fucking was very, very, very rapey towards, I almost said Adam Cole, Michael Cole. Fucking,
Oh, that would have been different because I think Adam Cole was like a child at that time or something. Maybe he would have been like 18 or something.
I
I don't
don't
fucking
know,
know.
cause we watched that one show where fucking Heidenreich just sat there and took a child from the crowd. So would it have been fucking too far out of the realm of possibility? No.
At least he didn't snatch the child up like he snatched Michael
Uh,
Cole up.
yeah, there probably would have been a lawsuit if he did that. So, but
So fuck, and it was on Devon's birthday.
yep, and
It's even worse.
I'm assuming we'll be dropping this on my birthday too. So, fucking happy birthday to me, I guess. I'm gonna try to find something on September 7th. You just wait. I'm gonna try to find something. One of these shows has got to fall on September 7th at some point. This was bad, bro. We watched the September 16th, 2004 edition of Smackdown. Why? Because I don't know.
Heidenreich.
Well, we saw a lot more than just Heidenreich, bro. It starts off with fucking Tori Wilson coming out. We're like, why? And then she just grabs a mic and is like, oh, it's time for the next match in the best of 7 for the United States Championship. And then John Cena comes out. And then Booker T comes out. We get John Cena and Booker T. Because apparently they were having a best of 7 series for the U.S. title because, because we could come to find out that during this time, Kurt Angle had been general manager. So I'm assuming at some point we're gonna go back and watch how he was as general manager, because I'm sure that was probably a fucking hoot and a holler. So,
Oh.
which by the way, Austin, we had to watch that show back sometime where fucking the Big Show chokeslammed Kurt Angle off the fucking thing, and it looked like Kurt Angle died. It's like this one of the silliest looking Kurt Angle moments I've ever seen in my life. Like he fucking Kurt fucking laid there like he was dead, bro. It looks so bad.
Oh.
Just
Fuck,
thinking
man,
about
we
it now
saw
makes me
Kurt
laugh.
Angle on this show, don't worry.
Oh, I know. So we get this match of John Cena and Booker T, and it was alright. Fucking Booker T was 2-1 because he cheated to win the last time. He tried to cheat to win this time, but it didn't work. And he ate an FU 1-2-3, and now it's 2-2 between Booker T and Cena. And apparently the last match is supposed to be at fucking No Mercy, which is the pay-per-view they were building up to. So that was a normal match, right? And fucking
Yep.
I was telling Austin, I was like, man, it's crazy to think that in a year's time, Booker T was doing that bestiality sex angle with Kurt Angle, and John Cena was over here as WWE champion having a fucking debate with JBL. And then fucking after that, I'm thinking, what could possibly happen? And then we see the Big Show and Teddy Long. Basically, we see like last week, Big Show made his return and destroyed the whole locker room. And Teddy Long was like, "Oh, well, Big Show, I want you to pick which contract you're gonna sign later in tonight's contract signing. Are you gonna face Eddie Guerrero at No Mercy, or are you gonna face Kurt Angle at No Mercy?" And then fucking we're like, okay. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, well, now we're going to do Rey Mysterio and RVD versus the Dudley Boys. And we're like,
and here's where
alright.
Devon fucked up. No, here's where Devin fucked up, because he was like, I didn't say anything. I was like, okay, this is fine. And then Devin was like, oh, is this just not gonna be cursed until we get to Heidenreich? That's where he fucked up. You just shouldn't have said it, man.
From now on, I'm not going to fucking question anything about any of these shows anymore. I'm just, whatever happens, happens, because at this point, expect something to be cursed, and then nothing happens, and the show is boring.
See,
And then when I expect the show to be fucking boring, it's cursed. So I can't win.
you see, I think you need to take a lesson from what I've learned from opening my mouth. Just don't do it. Just don't do it.
It's, like,
Because it doesn't help.
yeah, the first thing, the very first thing that happened after I said that was, hey, fucking Billy Kidman comes out, and we get this whole thing where apparently he hit a shooting star on Chavo Guerrero and landed on Chavo's head and caused him to have a concussion, and then last week, fucking, I can't even believe I'm fucking saying this in a sentence. Billy Kidman and Paul London took on the team of Kenzo Suzuki and Rene Dupree for the tag team championships. And
Oh, don't
Billy
worry, we'll see
Kidman,
them too.
yeah, Billy Kidman went to do Shooting Star Press, but he pussied out of it and fucking walked out of the match because he was like, "Oh, I don't want to do it because I don't want to hurt people anymore." And fucking Rene Dupree and Kenzo Suzuki won the tag team titles. I don't even know what the fuck their tag division was at this time. This was, you realize they are in the history books forever as tag team champions, man. This unit, this
No,
team
you
is
see, you
cemented
don't
in
understand.
history.
You don't understand. That's not even the worst team this time. Because you had Rico and Charlie Haas. You had fucking Billy and Chuck. Don't even get me started on the Road Warriors 2006, where it was Heidenreich and Animal.
Oh, I forgot about that, man. Oh. Don't forget fucking Kurt Angle and Luther Reigns for some odd reason. And fucking JBL and Orlando Jordan.
I mean, Blasphemous HD.
So, Billy Kidman comes out to do this interview with Michael Cole, and Michael Cole calls him a quitter, and Billy Kidman's like, "I am not a quitter." And fucking is talking about, "Oh, I hurt Chavo Guerrero, so I'm not gonna do the Shooting Star Press anymore." And he's acting all depressed, and fucking then Billy Kidman's like, "Oh, do you guys want me to do the Shooting Star Press?" And the crowd's like, "Yes." And he's like, "So you want me to do the Shooting Star Press again? That's what you want?" And they're like, "Yeah." And Billy Kidman's like, "What's wrong with you people?" And then fucking Paul London just appears out of nowhere. He just teleports into the ring, and he's standing there, and he's looking all angry. And he's like, "Oh, you are a quitter, Billy Kidman. You walked out on me last week. You're the reason we lost the tag team titles. Now, do you have anything to say for yourself?" And Billy Kidman's like, "Yeah, nothing." And he fucking leaves.
Jesus Christ.
I ask, what
Uh,
the fuck was this segment? Why are we getting a fucking depressive Billy Kidman? I'm pretty sure he was still dating Tori Wilson at this time, so really, what does he have to be depressed about?
see, what do you think is worse? Billy Kidman when he's feuding with Hulk Hogan, or depressed Billy Kidman?
As sad as it is to say, at least I guess I understood what was going on with Billy Kidman and Hulk Hogan.
Oh God, I never thought I would hear that come out of somebody's mouth.
Okay, what about you?
I mean, I was thinking it and I wasn't going to say it.
No, go ahead and say it. Go ahead.
Well, I'm thinking the same thing you are.
What's that?
Fucking Hogan and Kidman was better.
Mm-hmm. And that's sad because neither one of them knew how to set up a damn table. But anyway.
Let's not talk about Hogan's chair shots either.
Well, we're going to have to talk about Hogan because guess what? Oh, next week, Smackdown season premiere. Hulk Hogan's back. So, whenever we
And you know
that,
damn well we're watching that. Don't worry.
oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because it's not only the season premiere, it's gonna be the 5-year anniversary of SmackDown. At this point in
And
time, anyway.
it's what a fucking 5-year anniversary too, from what they announced.
Yeah. Yeah, because they kept sitting there playing promo packages, and they're like, oh, all these legends and big names made SmackDown popular. I was like, yeah, and like 2 years after SmackDown was a thing, half these people fucking left, bro. Like, the state of this show, man. Like,
you know, people always talk about like, oh, SmackDown was so good back in the day, and go back to it. It's so cursed. Oh, Jesus.
So, what was after the Billy Kidman shit?
I'm glad you asked, because it was JBL and The Undertaker.
Oh yeah, I didn't talk about fucking the Dudleys versus Ray and RVD. Let me talk about
Oh
that real
yeah,
quick.
that one, yeah.
So, for a tag match, it was alright. For some reasons, I don't know why, Spike Dudley is the Cruiserweight Champion. And next week they said, oh, it's going to be Rey Mysterio versus Spike Dudley for the Cruiserweight title. Why? I don't know. And why is RVD teaming up with Rey Mysterio? I don't know, because tag team match, playa. That's why. And fucking
Jesus.
this was around the time where either it was a tag team match, playa, or one-on-one with the Undertaker. It was always one of those two things with Teddy Long. And so it was an okay tag match. Fucking Ray and RVD won, and fucking Spike Dudley got mad, and he kicked Devon in the balls, and then he fucking yelled at Bubba Ray Dudley and made him apologize, and is treating the Dudleys like their children, so that was fun. It made them look like a couple of fucking cucks. So this is the last time we see them on this show, though, because they're back later. Because Spike Dudley had a match. But before we get to that, what was fucking after the Billy Kidman depression hour?
JBL and The Undertaker.
Yeah, so this was stupid. So JBL and Orlando Jordan, who's sitting there looking like blasphemous HDs, sitting there talking, and JBL's like, oh, I'm gonna go call out The Undertaker. And Orlando Jordan's like, why would you do that? And JBL's like, well, I'm the world champion. I don't want people to think I'm scared of anybody or that I'm afraid. And he's like, so I'm not waiting until No Mercy. I'm calling out The Undertaker right now. And then we find out that at No Mercy, it's going to be JBL versus The Undertaker for the WWE title in a fucking last ride match. Which, if you don't know what a last ride match is, it's basically you have to put your opponent in the back of a hearse and then drive the hearse out of the arena to win the match, apparently. So JBL comes out with Orlando Jordan, gets in the ring, says, Undertaker, I'm not waiting until No Mercy. Get your ass out here right now. Let's settle this. Undertaker comes out. JBL tells Orlando Jordan to go to the back. Then Undertaker and JBL start squaring up. And Undertaker starts whooping his ass. And then all of a sudden, JBL gets knocked down. And he starts smiling. And all of a sudden, here comes Orlando Jordan. But not just Orlando Jordan. Because out of nowhere, completely out of nowhere, comes fucking Gangrel. And then a few seconds later, because he's so damn fat, came Viscera. And this was a year before he, actually, it was either a year or 2 years before he did the fucking world's largest love machine shit. So for no reason, Viscera and Gangrel start attacking the Undertaker, and Taz is like, "Oh, they're former members of the Ministry of Darkness." And I'm like, "Yeah, bro." In like 1998, this is 2004. I'm sure half these people don't even remember the Ministry of Darkness. For God's sake, that had fucking Midian in it. Need I remind you of the naked Midian gimmick, where he wore nothing but a fanny pack?
I just sent you something cursed.
Of course. I didn't get it.
It says it's sent, it hasn't delivered yet.
Oh, now I got it. Ew! Why have you made that?
I had to. Why would I not make that?
Can you do me a favor? Can you get me like a picture of depressed Billy Kidman, if you can?
I could try to find. Let me look up sad Billy Kidman.
God. So, Viscera and Gangrel are beating up Undertaker, and then Orlando Jordan joins in, and JBL joins in. Undertaker starts fighting them off, but the numbers game is too much, and then they just jump the Undertaker, and then JBL puts his foot on the Undertaker and holds up the title, and Taz is like, "Oh, the ultimate disrespect." And then we come to find out.
Ew! What have I found? There's like an emo Billy Kidman. I have to send you this. Do you want me to make this a PNG? It's a WCW Billy Kidman, but it's cursed.
Of course, it's WCW.
He's like emo.
I'm just waiting for it. There it is. I don't even want to know how or why he was like this.
I don't know. I'm trying to find depressed Billy Kidman for you.
Well, anyway, come to find out, next week on the season premiere, we're getting The Undertaker in a handicap match versus Viscera and Gangrel. So, yay. On top of everything else that's going to be on that show. Because, like, that's just what we need to see Viscera and Gangrel team up against The Undertaker.
You know it.
What was next?
Oh, God. I'm trying to think.
They did show this fucking thing where fucking Michael Cole was talking about what he did to Paul Heyman the last week, and how Paul Heyman, like, they showed Paul Heyman punch him, and then Michael Cole got up and, like, charged at him, and then Michael Cole was talking about, oh, you know, sometimes you just have to draw the line, and Austin was like, so you charging at him was drawing the line? Fucking... Fucking hell, bro. My head hurts.
Oh my God, I had to look up the date to find depressed Billy Kidman, but I found one.
Oh God, great. So we get a segment where Eddie Guerrero is talking to the Big Show backstage and is saying that fucking if he wants to face him, he can. If he wants to face Kurt Angle, he can. And saying that Big Show looked fucking impressive in his return and shit, and that he dominates people, but Eddie Guerrero's like, you're not gonna do that to me, and he just walks away, and I'm like, okay. And then, so I kind of wanted to let Austin talk about this. It's something we never really discussed on the reviews before. So on this show, they kept advertising promos for Tough Enough. And from what Austin tells me, because I don't know anything about it, from what Austin tells me, apparently this specific Tough Enough that they're advertising is like one of the worst fucking things. So please, Austin, explain this.
Well, let me just fucking, like, name the participants of this fucking Tough Enough. Let me look it up real quick because the participants tells enough, man. So let me fucking find it. Wiki, come on. Okay. Nick Mitchell. He was Mitch.
Oh, not the Mitch in the Spirit Squad.
Yep.
Oh, God.
The Miz.
No, Mike Mizanin.
Chris Naraki. He was released the next year.
Oh my God.
Justin Smith, who was later a gladiator on American Gladiators. Now you'll know this one, Devon.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan Reeves.
No. Are you telling me that that's fucking Ryback?
Yes.
Oh my God. You're telling me that's the main man that said he's gonna beat Roman for the championship? That's none other than Mr. Skip Sheffield with the toilet paper stuck to his ankle.
Mm-hmm.
God, why?
Daniel Rodnier, who was released in 2007, but you might know as the man in the 2005 Royal Rumble match who got his fucking shit kicked in by Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero.
Great.
By the way, he also said that pro wrestling was fake, and
Oh,
he shot on Kurt Angle of all people.
this man has a death wish.
Now, that's just the people that were the finalists, right?
So, out of curiosity, he shot on Kurt Angle. What happened when he did that?
So there was a challenge where Kurt Angle challenged everybody to a submission contest, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, he's an MMA fighter, so he knows actual submissions. So when Kurt was trying to like rough him up and try to like taunt him a bit, like because it was a work, Daniel didn't know it was a work,
Oh,
so he put him in a legit Kimura and almost broke his arm.
Oh my God. Was Kurt
That
pissed?
is why, yeah, and he got yelled at by Kurt in the back, and that is why Chris and Eddie kicked the fucking shit out of him.
Oh my God, bro.
Now, do you want to know a couple of the people who didn't make it to the finalists?
Who?
Well, one of them, you know by the name of Damien Sandow. Mm-hmm. It gets worse, alright? It gets worse. Because, remember Sylvester Terkay?
Yes.
He was part of that Tough Enough.
Great.
And there's one other person.
I think I know who this is.
And he was coming to get you. But he lied on his resume because he said he was 30, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it turns out he was 40. 40. And that's where, let me actually just pull it up.
It's the same man that faced Booker T at WrestleMania 22.
30 Boogeyman.
30? Did you really put 30 Boogeyman?
Yeah, because that's how you have to find it. Okay.
How old are you? 30. Don't lie to us. How old are you? 30. You lying to us? 30. What's your license say? 30. How old are you? 30. How old are you? 30. What's your license say? 30. Don't lie to us. How old are you? 30. How old are you? 30.
God.
You lying to us? 30. How old are you? 30. How old are you? 30. What's your license say? 30. How old are you? 30. 30. 30. 30. 30. What does your birthday say in your license? My birthday says, read it to me, 7/15/64. That's right, I am 40. How old are you? 30.
Oh my fucking god. Why?
Oh. So he got kicked off, but he still got signed.
Wait, so he got kicked. Did he get kicked off for lying or being too old?
Lying.
Oh my god.
And the only reason he got signed, you know the only reason?
Hmm.
His physique.
Well, I mean, it gave us the boogeyman, I guess.
Yeah. So that Tough Enough is so cursed.
Was this the only bad Tough Enough?
Oh, no, not by a long shot. This is the worst one. But
So what exactly made it so bad? Like...
everything, man. It was so...
Like
all
what?
the challenges got fucked over. Most of the challenges, people either shot on or just didn't give a fuck about. It was like, see, here's the thing. Remember how I reviewed Diva Search 2004 and it was so bad?
Mm-hmm.
This was SmackDown's equivalent.
Well, we see some of the Diva Search because they so graciously played it on the Raw Rebound.
They really didn't need to, man. I think the worst part of that Tough Enough probably was fucking Daniel Rodmere because he won the thing, by the way. They were trying. They really tried. They wanted him to be the next Brock Lesnar, believe it or not.
I thought they wanted Luther Reigns to be the next Brock Lesnar. And then Bobby Lashley.
They wanted a lot of next Brock Lesnar's. So,
I mean, I guess Bobby Lashley was the only one that ever turned out to be anything.
Bro, I forgot. I forgot to mention. There was also a road story that Daniel Rodmere told people. It was fucked too because it was right after the Benoit murders because he was telling his experience with Benoit, and he was like, "Oh, Benoit was such a fucking dick, you know. He looked at me funny at this Denny's." And then made me do like 20 push-ups in the fucking bus, and I was like, "What?" Oh,
is that?
Are such a pussy?
I hate to ask, but what does that Daniel guy do nowadays?
Oh, he's in insurance.
He went from shooting on Kurt Angle to insurance. What?
Oh, not just in insurance. He's with Progressive.
Oh, great. Oh. Well, anyway, back to this.
It says he owns apparently 30% stock in Progressive, apparently.
Oh, great. Are we ready to get back to this fucking show now?
Yeah.
Trying to remember what happened after the Undertaker shit. Oh yeah, there's a backstage segment with fucking Luther Reigns and the Big Show where Luther Reigns was like, "Oh, I work for Kurt Angle, and just know that me and Kurt Angle, we understand you. These people don't understand you. Eddie Guerrero doesn't understand you, and whatever." And is trying to get Big Show to face Eddie Guerrero. So that's pretty much what that was.
Well, next, I know what's next. It was Mr. Rene Dupree and Kenzo Suzuki versus the FBI.
Why don't you talk about this? Because this is the reason you wanted to watch this. So you talk about this segment.
This match was so fucked. This match, nobody really cared about the match. Kinza Suzuki and fucking Rene Dupree's entrance was fucked because they had their own Titantron.
Yes.
Like, and it was mixed together.
It was like Japanese stuff with Kenzo Suzuki intermingled with fucking a goddamn France flag with Rene Dupree dancing. It was horrible. People say, "Oh, the show Miz Titantron's back." Have you seen this shit? This was bad, bro. Holy fuck.
Rene Dupree's dance has a name.
What?
The French Tickler.
It just gets worse. Everything. Like, why, man? Rene Dupree is such a specimen. Like, need I remind you of what he looked like when we did the fucking ECW roster roast and we seen that god-awful picture of him from 2006 where he fucking looked like a homeless person? What the fuck, bro?
This match was going okay.
Question.
Oh, by the way, the fucking...
Whatever happened to Kenzo Suzuki? Like, why did he leave? What happened?
Because he got an American hero gimmick and then said, "Fuck Vince McMahon," and left.
Oh my god.
And went back to Japan.
Jesus Christ.
Now, let's also mention that the chick that Kinza Suzuki was with had a fucking French poodle with her. So, there was that too. This match wasn't really anything. Relic was there. I'm sorry, Johnny the Bull.
Yeah, it's fucking the FBI of Nunzio and Johnny the Bull Pastrami, or whatever the fuck they said his name was. Fucking Relic.
Stramboli.
Fucking Natural Born Thriller, whatever you want to call him.
You know you love him. But,
I love him in Natural Born Thrillers. That's about it. I know you love Relic.
Nah.
Did you know Relic is killer backwards? Because I sure do. I didn't know until you told me.
Shit, I didn't know Relic was killer backwards. You should have told me that.
The only reason I know is because you told me that, you asshole.
What are you talking about? I didn't tell you that.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Just like you fucking told me what Black Rain was.
Well, that was you, and you told me what 7 was too. You look up some weird things in your spare time.
Yeah, okay, Mr. Oh, let's watch the Smackdown episode where Heidenreich rapes Michael Cole. Okay, Austin. That's what you told me when we're trying to decide what to watch. I said, are you sure you want to watch 2004? Because we've been doing 2005. And fucking Austin's like, yes, I want to watch Michael Cole get raped, is what he said. So.
Okay, I never said it like that. You're taking this out of context. That's out of pocket.
That segment was out of pocket, man.
I know.
What the fuck was Heidenreich?
I watched it. Man? He was supposed to be a frozen Nazi.
Dude, much more than that. Fucking stealing children from the crowd, kidnapping Michael Cole, fucking reading poetry, fucking teaming with goddamn Road Warrior Animal. What the fuck?
Now, what do you think would be better? All this or a frozen Nazi?
I honestly don't know, man. What did he do as frozen Nazi? What was that? He
wasn't. That was supposed to be his gimmick.
So you're telling me
that
it was supposed to be that,
and then
gimmick. He just never did it.
Mm-hmm.
God. Well, I guess I have to say this because you don't know what the fuck a frozen Nazi is.
Well, it's a frozen Nazi. It's basically like frozen Hitler.
What is frozen Hitler? What does that mean?
I mean, Hitler frozen. I guess I don't know. He would have been unfrozen, obviously.
Were they trying to be on some Encino Man type shit?
Yeah, kinda, but with a lot more Hitler.
You know what's
I
also
mean, that was
bad?
Vince for you.
You know what's also bad is they showed on the Raw rebound that like Vince McMahon was like, "Oh, I have a major announcement to make," and whatever. And I fear that that announcement is the one where he fucking asked anybody who wasn't Caucasian to leave the ringside. I don't know if it's that one, but I know that was one of his announcements that he
No,
made.
that was when he was trying to find his illegitimate son.
You know, since we were talking about Michael Cole getting raped, I just thought of the fucking Vince McMahon's promo where he was like, "Come out here, you rapist."
You
Man,
know,
this
Vince had a thing with rape. You think that was like his kink?
wasn't there supposed to be some like fucked up storyline he was trying to do with like Stephanie or something that had something to do with that? And she said
Yeah,
no.
he wanted to be revealed as the father of her child.
Oh boy, Vince McMahon was something else back in the day, man.
Uh,
Vince was just a different breed of human.
oh man, he still is. Man,
hmm
he still is. He's
He's
got the
he's
pedo stash now.
he's a different breed of human. Plus, he's senile on top of that now, which just makes it even worse.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
but you got to
we
see
get
Vince McMahon wrestle live last year at WrestleMania.
yeah, I that isn't my greatest moment, honestly. I more think of seeing The Undertaker and Stone Cold and people like that. I got to see AJ versus Edge. I mean, that was cool.
But you got to see Vince McMahon versus Pat McAfee.
I think of more Austin Theory versus Pat McAfee, if we're being completely honest
And
right
then
now.
you got to watch Vince McMahon take one of the worst stunner cells I've ever seen.
I also watched the Rumble, man. That
Oh yeah, you get to see Ronda return live. I forgot about that.
that Rumble was a stinker. It made me sad.
Well, this show made me sad.
What do you mean? You got to see fucking Billy Kidman depressed
Are you gonna talk about Michael
and
Cole getting raped or what? Man, like you're like
can
dancing
somebody clip
around it.
that? But nonetheless, we're getting back to the match, and it's going all
hmm
right. And then randomly, out of the crowd, fucking Heidenreich just sits there and snatches the fuck out of Michael Cole. All we hear is like a mic ruffling and shit. And then we see the camera cuts to Michael Cole getting just fucking snatched the fuck up. And Taz doesn't know what to do. He's like, what the fuck?
You should mention
And
the
they're
fact that
trying
they
to
replayed this like 4 times as well.
Yeah, they replayed it so many times, and then like, and they're trying to cut back to the match, and Taz is just like, "What the fuck is going on?" And then Taz is like, "I don't care if I lose my job," and he throws down his mic and goes to the
Yes,
back.
so we had to watch a match of Kenzo Suzuki and Rene Dupree, who are the tag team champions, versus the FBI in utter fucking silence, bro. S- silence. And what made it worse is the crowd didn't care either. So it was very silent.
No.
And
And so
and
then,
just so you know, Michael Cole did not come back the rest of the show.
this is the
Taz
last
did.
time we saw Michael Cole. But fucking so Kenzo Suzuki and Rene Dupree beat the FBI,
Yep.
and then it cuts to commercial after showing the replay multiple times, and then it cuts back from commercial, and we see fucking Heidenreich up against up behind Michael Cole. it's so it's so fucked. Like it looks so sexual. Like he's like breathing heavy, and Michael Cole's pushed against a door, and he locks the door, And he's like, I'm gonna give you what you desire, Michael Cole. I'm gonna give you what we both desire. I'm gonna give it to you. Like, it's so
Okay.
fucked.
It doesn't sound any better when you reenact it like that, man. Don't take that out of context. Holy shit. That sounded like spot on. Are you sure it wasn't you playing that segment?
No.
Please, can someone edit that with Austin saying that to like a clip of him? Like, can someone edit like a picture of like Austin? Take fucking Heidenreich, put Michael Cole up against the wall, Photoshop Austin on Heidenreich and Jericho on fucking Michael Cole, and then put the clip of Austin saying what he just said.
You see, Hunter might do that. That's the thing. But it fucking, and it cuts to like the Diva Search shit, and then it cuts back to Michael Cole and Heidenreich, and now Heidenreich's choking Michael Cole, and he's like, I'm gonna read you something that I've been wanting to read you since I first laid my eyes on you. He pulls out this wrinkled up piece of paper that you could tell has been typed out on, like you could tell it's not handwriting. And he reads this poem, and he's like, "Say thank you, Michael." And Michael says thank you, and then fucking dips. And Heidenreich's just smiling like a fucking psychopath.
Yeah. And that's the last we see of Michael Cole on this show, and Heidenreich.
The last we see of Heidenreich.
Because, yeah.
Oh, I think the next thing. It was Charlie Haas.
Yeah, Charlie Haas with, don't forget, Miss Jackie, because Taz was simping.
Like always.
He took on the Cruiserweight Champion Spike Dudley with the Dudley Boys, because why not? I don't know why. This match sucked, and it ended in a disqualification because Devon started attacking Charlie Haas. Like, did anything else happen in this fucking match? Because I half paid attention to it. Because after the Michael Cole thing, I was just like, man. Oh, yeah, Rico came out and saved Charlie Haas from getting fucking beaten up, and fucking Rico looked like a fucking homeless person, and fucking we heard the "You Look So Good to Me" playing on the fucking loudspeaker. It's just bad, just so bad.
I'm putting that song in the playlist, by the way.
Oh, also I want to mention they kept showing advertisements for WWE Day of Reckoning on the GameCube, which on one hand is like, man, that game is awesome, but on the other hand it's like, this show was so bad. And to know that the roster at this time was fucking on that game. Did you say Kenzo Suzuki was on Day of Reckoning 2?
Yeah, he was on 2, he was on 1. You know who was on 1, though?
Who?
That short-lived team of Mark Jindrak and, what's-his-face? There's somebody else on the team.
Of course it has to be Mark Jindrak.
Oh, man.
Was the main event after this, or was there anything else?
Carlito.
Oh yeah, they showed a promo package for Carlito, because apparently this is before he debuted, so this is like hyping up his debut, and he's like walking across the street, and he's like, oh, you want to know how to be cool like Carlito? Carlito, how did you become cool? He's like, I was born like this, and I'm going to show you all why Carlito is cool. And that was it.
Yep.
Then go to the main event of this show, which wasn't a match. It was the contract signing. So Teddy Long is out there, and he asked the fans, "Oh, if you want to see Big Show versus Eddie Guerrero, give me a holla holla. If you want to see Big Show versus Kurt Angle, give me a holla holla." And then fucking the Big Show comes out, and then Kurt Angle and Luther Reigns come out, and then Eddie Guerrero comes out, and then fucking Teddy Long is like, "Oh, before you sign the contract, Big Show, is there anything that either one of you gentlemen have to say?" And why don't you go ahead and tell him what Kurt Angle said, Austin? Because I know you're just itching to cite a Kurt Angle promo right now.
So Kurt decided to say that like Eddie would like is a nobody and he wouldn't amount to nothing pretty much.
Oh, don't forget he said, and I quote, I want you to beat the shit out of Eddie so much that he goes on a downward spiral and that his career ends, is what he said. And when you think about what happened to Eddie Guerrero the next year, you realized, Kurt Angle, you can't be saying that. Because he was kind of right. Like, I'm not trying to... but it makes Kurt look so bad. This entire run just makes Kurt look like such a piece of shit, bro. It really does. Why did they make him GM, too, on top of that?
I don't know,
and
man.
then after this entire run, like, it only got worse when he went to TNA.
It only got worse. Oh, man. Oh, God.
Then Eddie Guerrero is like, "Oh, I got something to say," and he starts cutting this passionate promo about how if the Big Show chooses him, that he's not going to hold back, and he's going to make Big Show remember No Mercy for the rest of his life, and he's going to beat the shit out of the Big Show, and he has like this like sadistic looking face. And then so Teddy Long is like, "Okay, Big Show, it's time to make your decision. Will it be the Big Show versus Eddie Guerrero, or the Big Show versus Kurt Angle?" And then Big Show like debates for a second, and then he signs the contract to face Eddie Guerrero. And then out of nowhere, Kurt Angle just blasts Eddie Guerrero in the head and knocks him the fuck out of the ring. And Kurt Angle's like laughing, and fucking then the Big Show breaks the contract, and he signs the contract to face Kurt Angle, and Kurt Angle's like, "What are you doing, you motherfucker? What are you doing?" And fucking then Kurt Angle and Luther Reigns try to fucking jump the Big Show, and Teddy Long is like, "Oh, it's official. At No Mercy, it'll be the Big Show versus Kurt Angle." And fucking... So Eddie Guerrero gets in the ring and starts helping the Big Show fight off Luther Reigns and Kurt Angle, and they get out of the ring, and the show's about to end. And then out of nowhere, Teddy Long is like, "Oh, and let me say one more thing. Next week on the Smackdown season premiere, it's gonna be the team of Kurt Angle and Luther Reigns versus Eddie Guerrero and the Big Show in a tag team match, playa. Holla, 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 holla." And that's how SmackDown went off the air. So not only do we have Rey Mysterio and Spike Dudley, we have The Undertaker versus Gangrel and Viscera in a handicap match. Now we have Kurt Angle and Luther Reigns versus the Big Show and Eddie Guerrero. And from what Austin has told me, apparently this is the match where the Big Show gets tranquilized by Kurt Angle. So, yeah. Not only that, it's going to be the season premiere, and guess who's going to be on it? Hulk Hogan. So, we get to see Hulk Hogan and probably more depressed Billy Kidman as well.
Oh, Jesus.
Jesus Christ. Man, oh.
Do you have any more requests for P&Gs, Devon?
I don't know, man. I'm trying to think if there's anybody. I mean, the show was so cursed, but if there's any specific people, not really that I can think of, I guess.
Okay.
That was the September 16th, 2004 edition of Smackdown. Happy birthday to me. Yay. Fucking, we'll be doing the September fucking 23rd or whatever the fuck it is show after this, because Austin wants to watch that, so we'll be doing that because it's going to be even more fucking cursed, which is just great. So is there anything else you want to say? 'Cause I got nothing to say at this point.
This is so fun. Thanks for watching.
I'll see you guys next time for more classic Smackdown. Fuck my life.